Welcome back to the Supermarket Toolbox series, where I'm going through all of the supermarkets and finding out if any of their tools are actually any good or if they're going straight to landfill. Today we've got a portable jump starter and a portable air compressor, but are they any good? Let's find out. So we're going to start off with Lidl's very exciting portable jumper pack. Now this is just $34.99 and that is really cheap for a jumper pack, and it's got some extra features with it. To put it in perspective, the same one at Halfords, a budget cheap one which they do, it's $17.99, and for a branded one you're looking at anything between £100 and £200. In the box you get the obligatory instruction manual, and amazingly you get a nice little carry case as well to put it in the car.
Oh, very nice. So the jump pack comes with some little battery connectors with a very smart plug we'll get into in a minute. A little USB-C cable I forgot to show you, but you can use your imagination. Wow! And finally, a 12-volt cigarette adapter. Lovely. Oh, and the jump pack as well, I guess. Let's talk about ports.
Okay, so looking a bit closely at the unit itself, it's a little bit plasticky, but it is pretty weighty. Obviously, it's just a big battery, effectively. But features-wise, it's pretty ram-packed. Straight off the bat, you get this lovely little waterproof flap, which you open up and you plug in your actual jumper pack in. So you'd actually use that to start the car itself. We'll be testing that later on for a series of tests, everything from small cars to big vans. So hopefully it does okay. You get the pretty classic emergency lights as well, which work very, very well, very bright, and you get the classic SOS signals and flashing and everything else. So if you do break down in a bad situation, at least you've got a light. So you've got the power indicator to the side, which has 4 LEDs indicating how much power you've got left in it. Port-wise, you've got a 5-volt 1-amp USB-C charger, which apparently takes 13.5 hours to charge this from flat with the cable provided. Yeah. Moving over to the next port, you've got a standard 1-amp USB-A output, which takes apparently 3 to 4 hours to charge your phone. However, next to it, you've got a 2-amp USB-C, which apparently takes 2 to 3 hours to charge your phone, so not too bad. Finally, and rather interestingly, you've got a 12-volt 8-amp output. So this goes into this, and then you've suddenly got another cigarette lighter in your car. So yeah, quite a cool feature actually. Makes it worthwhile if you've got it sitting in your car.
And this was our first subject, a abandoned dull Fiat 500 diesel. I know! I didn't even know they came in diesel.
Now, a couple of things to note here. The actual port itself is covered in a lovely rubber flap, but it's quite a cheap one. Unfortunately, you can see it's already straining. I don't think it's going to last 5 seconds. But the good news is you've got a circle and a semicircle here, so you don't get the positive and negative mixed up, which is always good. That's when you insert this. Now, unfortunately, the wires are very, very short. If you've got a big old battery, that might not be enough reach for you. That is quite small. Hopefully, it's okay. Let's go and find out and see what it does. Whoa, look at that. Look, they light up positive and negative. That's quite cool, isn't it? It's the little things. Now's probably a good time to mention this thing does not start at all. It's been sitting for about a year. So what we're going to do, just to show you, is flick the key in and see if anything happens. Yeah, no, this is dead. This thing is, you've got no auxiliaries, no hazards, you've got nothing at all. Now, being a car guy, it's always worth having a jumper back on you. So let's see if it's worth getting a cheap one. So if I stick this on here, positive first and then negative as the instructions tell me, and then we'll put this on the negative as well, flick it to on, and let's see if there's life. Oh, there's ignition lights. Come on, this is for Lidl. Let's go. There you go. Yes. I don't know why I'm so pleased to see a diesel 500 start, but I am. It did it. The glow plugs are shut. Okay, no worries, that's not Lidl's fault.
After getting a bit too excited, I realised the 500 was single-handedly responsible for the rising sea levels, so I quickly turned it off and moved on to the next subject.
Okay, so this is my beautiful old abandoned camper van, and if you think it's going to be in a future video, you're absolutely right, of course it will. But today we're going to find out, will it start? It's been sitting here for about a year, but just to prove it to you, I'll show you that it definitely is dead.
There's a little bit of life, but if we try and do anything, yeah, no, it's dead. Now, remember, the maximum size diesel engine this can jump is 2 litres, and my T4 is bigger than that. So, we're about to see what happens if you try and jump something larger than a recommended size. I mean, if you're stranded and this is all you have, you might as well try, right?
Right, it won't like this because I've got to wait for the glow plugs to warm up, and being an old diesel, it takes a while. This will be draining the battery, but will it start? No! There's a loud beep and it's angry at me.
it doesn't even power on any. Oh dear. So yes, you get the warning beep to let you know it's out of charge. You will get about 3 solid jump starts with this on full charge, provided you are jumping the correct size engines. Right, finally, let's quickly see what the charging ports can do.
First of all, I'm going to charge my phone with a 2 amp USB-C charger. And we're going to see how well that works. It's gripping stuff, this, but you'll see why this is important in a future video very soon. Right, let's have a look and see if it does anything. Oh, you should probably turn it on first, that might help. Hopefully, just with a push of a single button, there you go, it works. As soon as it has 2 output settings on charging, let's see if we can plug 2 things in and see if they both charge at the same time. Oh, there we go. Right, those 2 dots means it's actually charging and my phone is charging as well, so that's a win-win.
So after a pretty glowing review of the jump starter, it was the turn of the Lidl air compressor, and it didn't go well.
So a usual tyre pump for that sort of price point, you're looking at something you plug into the cigarette lighter and pump your tyres up this way. But this one has its own built-in battery, so you can take it wherever you want. And if you've got maybe a longer vehicle or a trailer, you can inflate the tyres. So yeah, you get the usual as well, the lovely instruction manual we'll have a look through in a second, a lovely little poo bag, that's quite nice, and the unit itself. It doesn't take much for me to get excited, but this is up there. So this obviously is a cigarette to USB adapter. Nice they've got that in there, and an impressively long charging cable. I wonder, in case that runs out of battery, can you plug it in and charge it whilst pumping up a tyre? Is that why it's so long? Now this has a built-in 500 milliamp hour battery and it runs up to 12.8 volts to pump up your rubbish tyres. Now of course, like everything from Lidl, for some reason we've got a built-in light as well. They love a light over here. I guess in an emergency situation that's probably quite a good thing. You've got the power button up at the top. You've also got a lovely little screen next to you to tell you everything that's going on in the world. You've got a plus and a minus to tell you how much PSI you want in your tyre. A lovely light because of course there has to be a light. And then finally to actually start the inverter up and put in air, you've got a separate button just in there. And I will say the build quality isn't great, as in these buttons, they feel really cheap and flimsy, and they're inlaid as well. So you sort of have to physically push your fingers in to get to the buttons. And my nail has just taken a print off of the light bulb there. I don't know if you can see that, but I have just ruined that. Flipping heck. Charging is for a USB-C at the bottom. You've got the 5 volt 1 amp standard USB charger there for it. And rather excitingly, I know I do get excited easily, all of your accessories and bits and bobs are hiding in there. So you've got your tyre valve, your adapter, and a few other bits as well in case you've got some kids' inflatables or anything like that. And I will tell you right now that you are going to have to hold this up whilst you inflate the tyre, because that is not long enough. That's going to sit there on the valve, and that's really not great for it. Unless you roll the valve right to the bottom, it's still not long enough, really, is it? Yeah, that just screws on like that, and you can inflate anything you want to inflate within reason. Although this instruction manual is absolutely insane. Are you ready for this? Look, this device may be used by children aged 8 years and older. That is oddly specific, but okay, right, fair enough. Children must be supervised to ensure that they do not play with the device, right? But a few seconds ago, they were allowed to. It gets worse, guys. It gets worse. Keep the device away from people. What? I'm people. How do I use the device? Especially children, but you just said that. Oh. Do not use the device while driving the vehicle. If you could explain to me how one would drive the vehicle and use the device, that would be insane. Okay, gang, we have an issue. So immediately out the box, it doesn't turn on, as in nothing, which is fine. It might need charging, but if we apply the charger, are you ready? It comes on for a second. I'm gonna hope that it's low on battery and something else happens. But currently, even when it's charging, all it displays is which isn't a good start if we're being honest. I can push any buttons and nothing. Oh dear, oh dear. Lidl, what are you doing? Right, we're gonna leave this to charge for a while.
Later that same evening.
Okay, gang, it's not looking good. It's been about 4 hours of charging in the background whilst I've been testing everything else, and it's just not happy. The thing is if I unplug the power cable, the screen just dies immediately, implying there is ready. No power at all being saved in this. It doesn't even try and survive. Yeah, I think she's cooked straight out the box. Next week, I'm doing another cheat car challenge, and you're gonna see exactly why I'm buying all of these rubbish tools for some rubbish cars. I'll see you then for the next project. Bye!